At last year's ANA Inspiration, Lydia Ko became the youngest female ever to win 2 major championships. Well, she's back to defend her title this week, so on today's show, we'll hear the world number one's expectations at the season's first major.
The PGA Tour announced yesterday it is testing the use of distance measuring devices on 3 developmental tours. Will this speed up play or slow it down?
Well, from those devices to a virtual matrix built for one complicated part of the body, Jordan Spieth's trainer shows you what he designed for his clients. That's all about the ankles as we kick off Wednesday on Morning Drive, all about the pros and you now.
Yes, good morning and welcome into Studio AP on this Wednesday morning even, March 29th. Cara Robinson, it definitely is the morning, alongside Damon Ack and 2 ladies who played in a combined 9 ANA Inspirations, Paige McKenzie, and we welcome Amanda Blumenhurst back in studio. In fact, the Loam from 2008 at Rancho Mirage.
Yes, and very memorable too. It was the year Lorena won, and so I got to be there on the green with the mariachi band, see her jump in the pond. It was so exciting. Loved it.
Oh, well, wonderful to have you here. It's also a wonderful week in golf. I felt Paige's enthusiasm watching the show yesterday, her favorite week of the year. Before we dive into ANA, we need to just show you guys a viral video. Have you seen
Unbelievable,
this
thing.
On social media, Ming Kim hitting her driver in a bowling alley and, oh, by the way, getting a strike. I mean, come on, this is a little chip with the driver.
This is what you do. You got to keep it low, below the wind, I guess.
Maybe
look at
this week
shot.
in California. Guys, is it real or fake?
I don't know.
Looks real.
It looks like a real golf ball. However, I mean, there's someone bowling. You can see a bowling ball going on. So I would have been afraid of hitting someone. So I'm actually leaning towards fake because of the chances of killing that person that is bowling in a few lanes over.
I don't know. She's a very accurate player. I mean, she picked up the spare easily. You know, she had 1 pinch. I mean, I think this is a very talented player we just haven't heard about yet. What do you think?
Incredible. Well, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. We'll find out. We'll see where this career ends up. All the kids are checking out social media these days. Let's say good morning to Lauren Thompson. What's up, LT?
You know what? I think with all that skepticism that we have on that video, maybe we should just invite her in and she would have to recreate it live in Studio AP. That could be a lot of fun. So is this. Check out this tweet from Billy Andrade, a 3-time winner on the PGA Tour Champions. He said, so great having Steve Stricker out on this tour for the 50 and over circuit. What a debut he had. This is going to be his 2nd start of the Mississippi Gulf Resort Classic. Also, Stricker prepping for the Masters, so keep an eye on him this week and the next. But also this video, check this out. Have you been to Kiowa Island? In fact, have you been to any course that has gators roaming around just like this? Well, this viewer posted this on Instagram at Osprey Point. Said not sure what time he had, but wow, you want to stay away from that beast when you're out there on the range. Now back to this week's major championship in the ladies game, the ANA Inspiration, the Champions Dinner last night, and the team of the 2016 winner, Lydia Ko, and also the 2010 champ at this event, Yanni Sen, Team ING at their Champions Dinner. What an honor and a humbling moment to have dinner alongside legends of the game. So Cara Robinson, we've got a great Twitter question coming our way today, and we've all been thinking about this throughout the show. Our pros have been too. They're saying that jump into Poppy's Pond is something that they dreamed about their entire lives. So today we're going to look back on these historic leaps, and now we need you to tell us how you would try and pull this off. We need some creative ideas, so get these spinning, Cara. Back to you.
Well, Lydia Ko certainly had her own way of doing it last year as she won the ANA Inspiration. Now, thinking she needed an eagle to win, she came pretty close with this 3rd shot at the par 5 18th. Almost curled it in, but not quite. It sat there for a perfect little tap-in birdie, and after a closing collapse from Eri Jutanyagan, that was enough to get it done. She would make the historic leap, and seeing her home flag from New Zealand in the crowd, she chose to make a little heart shape as she jumped into the iconic Poppy's Pond with her whole team, as we enjoy seeing every single year on Sunday afternoon at Rancho Mirage. Now, at the age of 18 years, 11 months and 10 days, she became the 2nd youngest golfer, male or female, to win 2 major championships, and the first since young Tom Morris won the Open way back in 1869. So let's hear her thoughts on returning to the Dinah Shore tournament course a week after missing only the 2nd cut of her LPGA Tour career.
I was a little bit disappointed because I was within the cut line, and then not the greatest finishes, missing 2 short putts, and then 3 putting the last. I think that's what was kind of in my head, and I said, hey, I almost rather wish I missed a cut at like 10 over or something, not just by 1. I said, at least I missed a cut at a very nice place. I hung out, watched a movie with another player, that evening. And obviously I need to, think everything through, coming into this week. But, I just wanted to, have a day off and, just chill out. And there's actually a really, really good shabu shabu place, like 10 minutes from here. So I said, hey, I've got 1 more day to eat shabu shabu. And then I went on Sunday. So, which ended up being the case. And I just tried to think positively. And the last time I missed a cut in New Jersey, I went and watched Wicked on Saturday. So I'm just trying to take the positives of it, and hopefully it doesn't happen often. But I chose the right places to do it, and I found the great thing to look forward to, which was shabu shabu last weekend.
And shabu shabu is a Japanese hot pot dish for those wondering at home. The world #1 will share tea time with a 2-time winner of this event, and Brittany Lincecum already has a win this season. Lydia has 3 top 10s this year, but she is coming off that miscut. Paige McKenzie, she's talked about it, new coach, new clubs, new caddy. She's not making putts. Is this just a result of the tumultuous nature of the last few months of her life?
She looks really troubled by it.
Yeah.
I mean, she's in a press
She's going to
conference
shabu-shabu.
at a major championship talking about food. I mean, that's how much it bothers Lydia Ko right now. And I think that's something to consider with this young player, is that she has let things roll off her back before. We've never really seen anything get under her skin throughout her career, and she's had her ups and downs. Not very many downs yet, but I'm not at all worried about Lydia Ko. She has gone through this type of transition before. When she first turned professional, moved to the United States, she changed coaches, she changed equipment, she had to get a caddy. So this isn't something new. In fact, I would argue that she's almost reverting back to what she was doing before.
Well, water off a duck's back is exactly the attitude you need to have coming off a miscut into defending a major championship title. 64 putts she had across just 2 days last week. Amanda, I would ask you about overcoming the mental hurdle of remembering what happened across those last 3 holes and all the putts that she did have to take.
It looks like she's doing a great job of just forgetting about it. Like Paige said, she's just relaxed. She's talking about movies, talking about food, and she's only missed 2 cuts. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I wish I had that problem. I've only missed 2. But, and she's expecting to go out and win coming up. And the field is expecting her to win too. So I think that she is just going to remember too, the Founders Cup, Bank of Hope. She was 20 under par. And she's at a 63. So she's playing solid golf. She's playing great. Just forget the last tournament and move on.
It's interesting, the 2 cuts, sorry, Damon, because the difference in her reaction between those 2 cuts is huge. The other one was back at the 2015 KPMG Women's PGA Championship, when you might remember she was chasing Annika's record of consecutive made cuts. She didn't deal with that one very well. It seems like she's already learned the best way to kind of process something, simply forget about it and move on, as she said.
She's putting it in the proper context. She said yesterday, I'm driving the golf ball well, I'm hitting my irons decent, I'm just not making the putts. I also love what she said about where she played last week. She played on Seaside Pointe out in California. You guys know as well as anybody, those are bumpy greens. We see it every year at Pebble Beach and Torrey Pines. It's very similar at Alvear as well. So I love how she's handling, saying, look, the greens are not as good. This week, I'll have no excuse on the greens. Those greens are perfect out in the California desert.
Absolutely. The conditions are phenomenal.
It seems as if the course is in some of the best condition it's ever been in for this major championship. Pure greens, no excuse. And you may have seen a graphic we just showed you. Annika Sorenstam, the only person ever to successfully defend their title here at the ANA Inspiration in 2002. Lydia Ko will have a chance to do it this week. Ladies, all right, we've seen the changes from Lydia. They've been well documented over the years. Can you show us how she's progressed?
Yes, and I cannot wait to show you, because I mentioned it before that I feel like she's reverting back. We're going to see Lydia Ko in her old, more natural state. So I want to take a look at her swing as an amateur from 2012, and then this was last year. And of course, she changed coaches between these 2 swings. So very important to consider. So we're going to start with 2012, and it all starts in the beginning in her first move. So go ahead and roll this, and we'll just take it back maybe 1.5 feet off the ground. What's important here is you can see this glove. You're seeing that the hands start to open up on the way back. the toe of the golf club is going to be opening as well.
And that's also a very natural move.
It is.
This is a natural move for her body. This is a natural move for most players, being able to take it straight back and not do much.
Now, the complete contrast would be what she was working on in 2015 and 16. What you see is her hands a lot closer to her body, shoved in here, not opening the club face. You can't see the left hand at all. And both of these positions help set up the rest of the golf swing, which is exactly why we're showing you. So go ahead and roll 2012 to the next position. And Amanda, here, this is exactly what you mentioned. It's a natural position.
It's a natural move. You can see where the shaft is angled right up at the forearm. And you want to, everyone's different. This is natural for Lydia. This is my natural backswing as well. And so it's right, a nice line right up against her arm. And now let's look at 2016. When she takes it back, when she takes it back, look at where the shaft of the club is now. It is right up through her shoulder, a vast difference. This is almost vertical.
It's nearly vertical. And why this is important is, again, this position sets up exactly how much reroute that it needs to happen on the way down. So go ahead and roll 2012 and we'll look at on the way back down, and it's going to be a familiar position. Almost back at where that forearm was. Now 2016, we'll roll it, and you can see just exactly how much reroute there has to be. These two positions are very similar on the way down, but you can see based on where this position was on the way back exactly how much reroute. So go ahead and show those lines right now.
There are so many more moving parts in 2016 because if she doesn't move that body, that club is going to be so shut and covered that is going to be a low hook to the left, which is actually some problems that she had.
That was a miss that we saw in 2016 if there was one. So go ahead and show the one more contrast, exactly what we're saying, that reroute position. So the big question is, what is she doing now after she started working with Gary Gilchrist? What did she accomplish in the offseason? And is she moving back to that more natural swing, which is what they were trying to do? So we're going to go ahead and roll this same exact position. All right, we're starting to see a little bit more rotation in the hands, that toe opening up a little bit. So I would say she is starting to hedge back to more natural golf swing from 2012. Continue on up. That would again put her in a position somewhere between 2012 and 2016, a little more vertical than her natural amateur swing. And continue on down and we'll see exactly how much reroute she has accomplished in this golf swing.
There's a little bit of movement, but really not that much. And I love how she's going back to her natural swing. It's going to be more comfortable when those nerves get to her. It's just a natural swing progression. And this was only 2 tournaments ago.
Exactly.
So it's going to be very close to what she's going to bring to ANA.
And you can go ahead and show that last line. We'll see exactly how much movement that was. See, again, has starting to level out that swing plane, something that she and Gary have been working on all offseason. We'll be able to see this in play again at the ANA Inspiration. And Matt, you always pick your hole of the week. Are you going to pick an easy one this week?
We'll see, Paige. Only time will tell. All right, yesterday we talked about the 18th hole, and as Paige alluded to, today is hole of the week. Where does that finishing stretch start? We'll break it down a little later in the show. Damon, over to you.
All right, Matt, you've already learned what shabu shabu is. Do you know what the ankle matrix is? What role do the ankles play in the golf swing? Jordan Spieth's trainer is here to help you coming up today on Morning Drive.